Firestone Stadium in downtown Akron is the place for the 2026 Mid-American Conference Softball Championship Tournament. We have the 3-6 matchup between the 3rd seed, the Miami Redhawks, and the 6th seed, the Western Michigan Broncos. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Firestone Stadium, along with my partner, Dane Richardson. I'm Dave Bacon. Dane, you talk about the 6th seed, the Western Michigan Broncos. A lot of freshmen making impacts all over the diamond.
Yeah, you have Bella Duncan, not only one of the better hitters on Western Michigan, one of the better hitters in the conference, and then you take a look at the Broncos pitching staff. Their 1-2 punch, Ava Geyer and Hannah Potts, both freshmen getting the job done.
You look over at the Miami Redhawks, a team that is traditionally really good, a little younger than usual, but still really good, and they feel they're playing their best right now.
Yes, they do. It's almost weird to say that Miami doesn't have a bye in this tournament, considering they've won 4 tournaments straight, but they have the Player of the Year in Bailey Manos and also the Pitcher of the Year in Presley Hosick. A lot of talent on this team.
She'll be in the circle to start. We will have the starting lineups in first pitch. It's the 3-6 matchup between Miami and Western Michigan. We'll be right back to Firestone Stadium after this timeout. Welcome back to Firestone Stadium. Let's take a look at the Western Michigan Broncos batting order. And they lead things off with Bella Duncan, Ty Smith-Lampella, O'Brien Niles Head, Herman, and Malarczyk batting 9th in the circle. For the Miami Redhawks, Presley Hosick. And coach describes her as the most competitive kid that I have ever been around, which is what you want in a pitcher come tournament softball time.
That says a lot, Dave, considering how many competitive players and championship-level players the Red Hawks have had, and they look to start another run.
Hosick delivers right back up the middle, and a base hit off of second base for the freshman, Bella Duncan.
That's a little bit of a statement start, right? She's running down the first base line, giving a nice little scream to her dugout, saying, yeah, we're ready to go. I'm going to set the tone. We talked about her right in our open as one of those 3 freshmen, the main one in the lineup at the top of the order that's been leading the charge. 59th hit of the year for Duncan.
So they get the leadoff hitter on, and then the bunt by Caitlin Ty is foul. Trying to get that runner into scoring position in a hurry are the Broncos.
That's something you're going to see. Western leads the MAC in sacrifices with 41.
Hosick delivers. Right field, and it is grabbed for a quick out. Hit hard, but right at Dudane, the right fielder.
Good piece of hitting by Ty, who's really been swinging a hot bat as of late. Came into this game on a nice little hitting streak, had multiple hits in her last 3 games in the regular season finale series against Kent State. But first 2 hitters seeing her pretty well.
Jordan Smith batting third. Ball 1, good throw behind the runner, but diving back safely.
Not a team that's going to run a ton. Duncan only 1 stolen base attempt. She did make it successfully. And Campbell's got a cannon back there, so I wouldn't expect a ton of action in that department.
Hosick's 1-0. In off the plate. 2-0.
One of the heavier throwers you're going to see was named MAC Pitcher of the Year today, under a 2.4 ERA, 2.39 to be exact, 93 strikeouts, 45 walks.
Sharply hit, nice stop, and a good job to get the out by Estrello. Estrello did a great job of just getting to that. That was hit hard.
It was, and Estrello, I mean, we've seen a lot of talent so far. This is the freshman of the year, right? Diving stop. She does it with the bat a lot of times, which is one of the reasons probably why she won the award. But she plays a really good second base as well.
Duncan advances to second, now 2 outs for Emily Lampella. Turns on it. That one is going to be a foul ball. Just a little bit out in front of it, but popped.
Marley Wilson, Western Michigan's head coach, told us outside of the bottom of the 7th inning, she's excited that this team, not necessarily that they're the 6th seed, but they get to hit first in every single game. And setting the tone is something that they wanted to do early on. Although there's already 2 gone here in this inning through 7 pitches, they are aggressive and they're making good contact.
Hosick's 0-1. Gets in on the fist that time. No balls, 2 strikes. The count. Hosick delivers. 1-2.
Lampella has really had a nice end of the year. Had a stretch in the middle of April with 3 straight multiple hit games, 2 hits apiece in 3 of her last 5 to end the regular season. 8 homers, 11 doubles, 3 triples.
Hosick trying to work around the leadoff single. The 1-2, base hit out into right field. Duncan coming in, here's the throw, and she is safe. Western Michigan gets a run on the board in the first by the single by Lampella. Good hustle by Duncan, was coming the whole way.
Isn't it funny how things work out? That was probably the slowest hit ball all inning so far, and it finds some turf into right field. You know Duncan with her speed's going to score, and that's exactly what Western's looking for, a run early in the first.
Riley O'Brien steps in. Swings through it. Strike 1. That one gets the corner. No balls and 2 strikes.
If Hosick can recognize that, she can live on that type of corner. We'll see how O'Brien fights with 2 strikes. Her most recent series, they wrap up the regular season 7 for 14 and even 500. So she's swinging a pretty good bat.
Just off the plate. Pretty good 2-strike pitch by Hosick. O'Brien does not chase. Foul back. It will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you figure this is a team that comes in Western Michigan, and we'll talk about them throughout the tournament. you come in with the 6th seed. You're coming in against a team with a lot of championship experience. They have nothing to lose, and they're playing like that early on in the first inning.
The 1-2. And the runner will move up. Campbell blocked it, but good awareness and hustle by Lampella to get herself in scoring position. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Little things, getting runners in scoring position right. Not a home run hitter in O'Brien, but now a base hit can score one.
Just a little bit ahead of it. Will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you can kind of feel the energy from the Western Michigan dugout. Marley Wilson told us, I want our dugout to be as loud as anyone at this tournament, right? And we can hear them all the way from up here in the early going.
Hoseks 2-2, fouled away again. It will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. O'Brien trying to bring in that potential second run that's at second base. Will not chase the outside heat. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
This is an awesome plate appearance so far for Riley O'Brien. She's not given in. She hasn't timed anything up well yet, but she's fouled off a lot of tough borderline pitches. If she can get on here, job well done.
Wow. Ball 4, works a walk. And as you mentioned, a really nice at bat. That'll bring up Annalise Niles.
Just find a way to move the line, right? And now you get into a situation where you can get a couple of runs, and similar to how Central Michigan kind of started things off, right? They got a couple early against a talented pitcher in Skip Miller. Of course, the Bobcats came back and convincingly won that game. But if you're going to be a favorite like an Ohio, like a Miami, who have those championship Saturday experiences, a recipe for that is jumping on them early.
Runners at first and second, 2 out for Niles. Trying to come through for the Broncos in the first. Hernandez, the shortstop, goes the short way to third to get the final out of the inning. But Broncos put a run on the board at the end of a half inning. Western Michigan 1, Miami coming to the plate. And let's take a look at the batting order for the 3rd seed, the Miami Redhawks. Bailey Manos leads it off. Estrella batting 2nd. Hernandez, Campbell, and Olive. Carter Pinter, Dudone, and Mathis batting 9th. They will face Ava Geyer freshman in the circle for the Broncos.
Quite the freshman year for Geyer, freshman from New Carlisle, Indiana. 3.21 ERA, 107 strikeouts, 50 walks. She's coming off a complete game, allowing 1 run against Kent State in the regular season finale, but tied a career-high 5 walks. But 5 of her last 6 games in the circle for Western Michigan, Dave, wins for the Broncos.
That's what it's about. And you asked Coach, did you expect the 2 freshmen to be 1-2? And she said, absolutely.
It was a very short, simple response. Yes, absolutely. Because sometimes, with first-year pitchers, it's a little unexpected, but
yeah, she expected it.
Yes, and it was a team that missed out on the tournament last year. Was the 2 seed a couple of years ago, and wasn't able to make any noise. Looking to make some noise here against a good Miami lineup.
Manos leads off, swings through it, strike 1. Manos just a tough out, talking to Coach about her. Hits the ball to all fields. Good contact, drives the ball gap to gap. Been playing through some injuries to her hand, and one going to be denied, and you can see that backhand is taped up. Senior year was not coming out of the lineup.
You say that about Manos, but
if
you look at the stat line,
yeah,
nothing has affected her.
No, the question I always ask, who do you want up in an RBI situation? Who do you want up when you need somebody on base? And she's like, Bailey Manos. And she said, I'm not trying to take anything away from any of our other hitters. They do have a really good offensive team, but she just tough out, Geyer delivers right back up the middle, and that is a single to center field to lead things off for Manos.
She keeps on keeping on. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 9-game hitting streak for Bailey Manos now.
So it's Mia Estrella. Strike 1. Runner at first, nobody out. Turns on it, a little bit out in front of it.
Manos and Estrella, just that 1-2 combo, and Manos is a threat to go. 13 of 17 on stolen base attempts this year.
Called strike 3 as Estrella takes a look at one and couldn't pull the trigger first out of the inning.
Well, went off speed there and kind of just thought that one would end up a little bit low, but it kind of just sits kind of right around the knees, and Estrella takes it looking.
Strike 1 to Hernandez, the number 3 hitter. Out in front of it, fouls it into the dirt.
And boy, has Danitza Hernandez made a jump from last year. I remember she was the 9-hole hitter and the shortstop for Miami last year in their MAC tournament run, but only ended up at 257. Senior year making it count. 9 doubles last year, 15 this year, 6 home run jump to 12.
She's hitting 412.
Pretty good if you ask me.
Yeah.
503 OBP. 8 more walks than she's gotten retired via the strikeout. 24-16 in that category.
1-2 the count. Hernandez trying to move that runner into scoring position. Waits back on the off-speed pitch, drives it to center. Nice piece of hitting. Runners at first and second with 1 out for the cleanup hitter, McKenna Campbell.
This one is off speed, but it sits a little bit more up in the zone, right? The one to Estrella kind of was on the bottom half of the plate, kind of caught her in between, but Hernandez, a veteran hitter, is able to recognize this and was probably a little bit out in front, but still manages to get it into center.
Off the plate. Campbell. 2-0. RBI opportunity for Campbell. 32 runs batted in on the season. Throwing behind the runner and back easily is Manos.
Manos has the attention of Western Michigan catcher Tristan Head over there. Back pick to first and a throw to second, and we're going to get a conversation on the mound since I think behind 3-0.
Yeah, you got to be careful throwing behind runners, and again, much like I said, value. Don't move runners up without making them earn the base. When you do that with teams that can hit the ball like Miami, it's a recipe for a big inning. And when you're playing a higher seed, stay out of the big innings, and you give yourself a chance to win. Bases loaded after the walk on 4 pitches to Campbell.
Our next batter, left fielder number 2, Katie Olive.
Katie Olive to the plate.
Talk about a home run threat. 15 of them this year. 45 RBIs.
And she had home run on her mind out in front of that. It's foul. And honestly, she's not going to be able to keep that pitch in play. That was off the plate a little bit by Geyer. Here's the 0-1. Change up. Misses.
You got to be careful with that, right? She's gone a lot of off speed, but like I mentioned, if one of these hitters is looking for that, that's too much up in the zone for them to go after that.
Well, she's dialed into the hard stuff. Fouls it back, was right on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that was a much better pitch, right? She went change of speed, so it looks a lot faster because of the previous couple of pitches, but it's located well in the inner half of the plate where Olive would have had to pull her hands in rather quickly.
Here's the 1-2. Out in front of it. And it will be a RBI on the sac fly for Olive. A nice job by Malarczyk to run that down, and they keep the runner at second. So that will bring Ella Carter to the plate, and we are now tied at 1.
Well, if you're Geyer, if you can just get now, settle things down, only 1 run allowed, all things considered, you take that.
And the Broncos made the right play. They're trying to keep the runner off of third, make it a little bit more difficult to score. Base hit will still score.
Especially with the speed of Manos, you weren't going to catch her at the
right.
plate.
2-0. Has fallen behind the last couple of hitters.
Mentioned she's had a career high, tied a career high 5 walks her last start. Trying to nibble around the zone a little bit here in the first.
Ella Carter, 3-0 now, the count to Carter. Two outs, game tied at 1. 3-1. Foul ball, 3-2. Count goes full. Geyer battling back.
Locating inside on those right-handed hitters. That's going to be big, and her go-to pitch is bent off speed here. If you're Carter, you have to be able to adjust to that because that got Olive out in front, ended up in a sac fly.
In the air. Lampella going back, short of the track, grabs it for the final out. But Miami puts a run on the board. We head to the second. Tied at 1. It's the Mid-American Conference Softball Tournament from Firestone Stadium. Top of the second at Firestone Stadium, and due up for Western Michigan 7, 8, and 9, Tristan Head, Hannah Herman, and Megan Malarczyk. Facing Presley Hosick. Hosick 19-5 on the year, a 2.39 ERA. 18 complete games.
A workhorse.
Yeah. Ground ball. Pinter grabs it, throws over to first for the first out of the second. That'll bring Hannah Herman to the plate. Hit the other way. And a nice job to go and get it by the second baseman, Mia Estrella. What a catch.
All-out dive. You knew she was going to have a chance at it because of the jump she got at it right. Immediate break. Carter doesn't have that much of a chance, and great job by Carter waiting off that, knowing that, all right, she's going to go and grab it. Full extension dive. One of the best defensive players in the league. Beautiful play.
And that's the second baseman's ball. You got a better angle to it. You don't expect your big first baseman to go get it, so Estrella takes care of it. First two are retired here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Megan Malarczyk. Shows bunt and pulls it back. Ball one.
So Miami has played Western Michigan this year, but Hosick did not pitch in that series.
Yeah, she came back against Akron. She had an injury that they didn't know about at the time. She had like a fracture in her arm. Missed a couple of weeks. She said she's just competitive. It was like a hairline fracture, and coach was like, we finally said, you know, you really should get that looked at. She missed a couple weeks, and then immediately when she came back and was cleared to play, she wanted to pitch against Akron, had a little bit of a rough outing. But it goes back to what coach had said about her being the most competitive kid she's ever been around. She tried to recruit her 3 times. She went from Cal Baptist to Minnesota and finally got her. And said is humble and the exact kind of kid you want on your team.
She's cruising so far here in the second.
2-2 the count. Pincher cuts it off. Safe. Couldn't play it any better than Pincher did. That has to go as a single. Was going to be a tough play. That's one of those in softball, you're in no man's land because of how close you are. Slapped it on the ground. Pincher came and got it. And you see, by a step.
Just in time, and now you got Duncan coming up. I know she's the leadoff table setter, but she's got 24 extra base hits this year.
So an infield single after 2 outs. Ball 1. Hit well. Left center. Manos runs it down. Wasn't sure she was going to get it. Bailey Manos says no problem. A nice running catch at the fence to retire the side. Tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the second. And the bottom third of the Red Hawks order due up. Aaron Pincher, Evie Dudonay, and Leela Mathis facing Ava Geyer. Right back up the middle. Sharp single to center field for Pincher to lead off the second.
Hitting .311 this year, coming up ready to hit. We've seen more often than not in the 2 games we've watched so far, Dave, hitters that have swung early in the count have more often than not been successful. Not a huge extra base hit player, but responds right away.
Evie Dudonay, the batter with a runner on first. Good rip at it, and it's fouled back.
It's the same thing with Ohio, right? How long can you keep this offense off the board or limit the big inning, like you said, because you take a look at all the individual accolades, you wonder, how did this team end up getting the 3 seed? Well, they had a few more ups and downs than one might expect, but a lot of experience on this team.
Runner going. They call her out. Good throw from the catcher, Tristan Head. Oh, they got her.
Gone. Yeah. She's out.
With the naked eye, I thought she might have got the foot in there.
I would agree by the naked eye, and I think they're gonna take a look at this. But what they're gonna find is,
and it was literally on her thigh. You know.
Credit to Tristan Head though.
That
That's
was
a great
right
throw.
there. It absolutely was.
And one of the things I remember last year, and coaches echoed this sentiment this year, Dave, is that
So they're going to go to a replay here.
Yeah, they're going to replay this, is that even if some teams are pretty adept at stealing bases, you ask if that's going to be a big part of their game in the MAC tournament, they say, not so much. And you ask them why, they said because there's so many good catchers with great arms in this tournament that we also have good hitters. We'd rather just have them move them ahead from base to base or take the big swing, as we'll take a look at this one more time.
Let's see. Is this better? Tag is on.
She's
yeah,
out.
She got her. And I, again, with the naked eye, I honestly thought she was safe. We're elevated right behind home plate, so we got a good view of it. Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. In talking to Coach, Miami a couple years ago had among the most home runs in the country. They want more speed. They feel speed puts pressure on the defense, and I absolutely agree with them.
It does, and coming in through the regular season, they were 62 of 77 on stolen base attempts, which was the 4th most in the league, as looks like we're going to get the call confirmed.
Yeah.
Great throw by Tristan Head, right in the money.
You cannot throw a ball any better than Tristan Head did to cut down Pinter stealing.
It's a big pickup for freshman pitcher, too, and Geyer, right?
Yeah.
Now you have nobody on. You don't have to worry about getting back to the top of the order with runners on base if you take care of the next 2 hitters.
Count is 1-1 now. Nobody on, 1 out. And that one is headed for the gap, and it is run down on the warning track as Malarczyk makes the running grab. 2 outs here.
She's made a couple of nice plays out in right field, right? She doesn't panic, takes a good route to the softball, and knows how much room she has as she's doing a little dance toward her bench out there.
Brings Mathis to the plate with 2 outs. Ball 1 outside. Geyer changing speeds, but misses outside. 2-0 the count. Geyer delivers outside. 3-0.
2-out walks can hurt you at times. Geyer I like to consider her more of a strikeout pitcher. 2nd most strikeouts in the league behind her freshman counterpart, Hannah Potts.
That one's on the inside part of the plate. 3-1.
With that being said, though, Miami is a team that doesn't strike out a ton. She only had 1 strikeout in 3 2/3 earlier this year against the Red Hawks.
Good off-speed pitch. Change up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. Geyer trying to get the Broncos back with the bats in their hands. Foul ball will remain 3-2.
I like how she goes back to it, but can she go back to it on the outer half of the plate to where maybe Mathis reaches a little bit? And I know that's risky because it could end up out of the zone, but 2 strikes looks like she's in somewhat of a swing mode here.
Outside, ball 4. 2-out walk. And that will bring the leadoff hitter, Bailey Manos, to the plate. Singled and scored in the first.
That one stings for Geyer because you feel like you executed your pitch and now you have to deal with Bailey Manos, who's never someone that you pitchers probably enjoy seeing walking into the batter's box.
Up high, ball 1.
Now how big does that caught stealing look now? Instead of, you're talking about 2 runners on with 1 out for a hitter like Manos versus 1 on with 2 out.
Manos, plenty of pop, has 15 homers. Off speed, misses up high. 2-0. Hit sharply to center. Run down. A nice running catch extended by Lampella. And that will end the inning. Emily Lampella, some good defense to retire Manos. We head to the third. Game tied at 1. Stadium. Marley Wilson is in her 3rd season with the Broncos. She also played for Western Michigan. Really nice freshman class that she has brought in, as they've set a number of records already. Home run record, and one of their young players has an RBI record in his freshman year.
Indeed, and she's had some good seasons. Set the program record for the most wins by a Western Michigan first-year head coach in 2024.
Caitlin Ty, the number 2 hitter, had 2 balls and no strikes.
Second team All-MAC was Wilson back in 2017, so 9 years ago.
Hit hard to right field. That one's carrying, and it's gone! Opposite field home run for Caitlin Ty. Ninth home run of the year. Small in stature, big with the bat in her hand, as she goes opposite field to give the Broncos a 2-1 lead.
Well, she lined out to right the first time, Dave. This one she just elevates a little bit more, kind of gets it into the jet stream. It's got some carry. And I'll tell you what, she has been fantastic as a lead. The last time she played a game in which she didn't have a hit, you have to go all the way back to April 11th. That hitting streak continues for the Western Michigan shortstop with the Broncos lead.
Hosick delivers. Foul ball to Jordan Smith. So Smith down in the count. No balls and a strike. Retired on a fielder's choice. 4-3. Really good defensive play by the second baseman. Diving stop by Estrella to retire. 1-1 the count. Pulled foul.
Something we saw in the first game between Ohio and Central Michigan. Central Michigan did get on Skip Miller early, but you kind of felt around the second, a little bit in the third, even though she gave up a run in the third, that Miller started to find some comfort there, started to mix her pitches better. Chippewa hitters started to get off balance. You've seen the Western hitters. They've been on Hosick really all 3 frames. They've hit the ball pretty hard.
2-2 the count. Yeah, Hosick, 2.39 ERA. It's 19-5 on the year. Two. That'll be foul down the left field line. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Smith is a tough hitter to put away. She only has struck out 13 times this year. Doesn't walk a ton, only 14 walks, similar to their leadoff hitter, Bella Duncan, but very difficult out.
Off the plate, count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
This kind of reminds me of Riley O'Brien's at-bat back in the first, or plate appearance, I should say, because it resulted in a walk, right? Foul off, tough pitches. If your timing isn't there, just make Hosick make a mistake before you do.
Fouled back. Battle will continue between Hosick and Jordan Smith.
Tell you what, if this is the MO and the type of at-bats that Western Michigan is going to put together, I understand Miami's a very talented team, but I'd be very surprised if the Broncos don't find a way to win a game in this tournament. They've looked very sharp, at least through the first 3 innings.
Payoff pitch. Fouled back again. Changing speeds. And as you said, Smith just able to spoil good pitches.
She's throwing the kitchen sink at her in this at-bat. Screwball, changeup, fastball. Where do you go? It seems like Smith has fouled off everything she's thrown at her.
Payoff pitch. That'll be foul. Turned on it, a little out in front of it.
She's been out in front of a handful of those off-speed pitches. But Smith has turned her hands in rather quickly in this at-bat. So I would assume Hosick, you probably want to go away here, considering Smith has power and she's seeing the ball well inside.
Payoff pitch. Fouled again.
They're playing with fire going inside. She's ready to turn on one, and she almost did again. Went right back to the well. It's going to be tough.
It'll be tougher to keep that in fair territory.
Yes.
It's in off the plate. Her hands, you just can't get your hands to where you need them to be if you're going to keep that fair. Now the question is, what are you setting up? Hosick's setting up something. Is it a rise that's outside? Way in front of the off. It was a changeup, and she was in front of it. It's a heck of an at-bat by Jordan Smith, regardless of the outcome.
Getting a double-digit pitches. Still nobody out in this frame. You want to talk about responding after your teammate hits a solo homer, too.
Base hit into the gap. Off the wall. Checking into second with a stand-up double, Jordan Smith. That's a heck of an at-bat.
That's the best at-bat we've seen all day. And I understand that was only a double, not a home run, and we've seen a handful of those today. Just the battle she had, 12 pitches, and she ends up with a rocket double up against the wall in left center. Now you get another runner in scoring position, and we'll get a pitch runner. I believe that's Haley Smith.
Yep, Haley Smith will be the pinch runner. Emily Lampella will be the batter. Singled in her previous at-bat. Fouled back.
Lampella with that RBI single, looped it into right. First time up, ended up scoring Duncan. Going to have multiple hits in 3 of her last 4 if she gets a knock here.
Shows bunt, pulls it back.
Don't mind that, right? sometimes it can affect the pitcher's location a little bit. And if you take a look at Pinter over at third, she's not playing too far in. She's inching up a little bit here, but Carter is more in at first.
Might be seeing how they're going to defend that as well. Off the plate.
It's an interesting decision for Coach Wilson because your hitters are seeing her so well, but usually your MO is you sacrifice more than any other team in the league, and this is a good opportunity for her.
That one misses away.
Unlikely to do it with 2 strikes, however.
It is 2-2, is that pitch before that was actually called a strike. So it's 2-2. Count goes full. Broncos are making Hosick work in the circle here.
Hosick is a pitcher with her fair share of strikeouts. You know how many she has today? 0. Hitter.
That hitter. Would have been ball 4 either way. So now runners at first and second, nobody out.
And now with O'Brien, not a huge home run hitter, only 2 home runs. This screams sacrifice situation with first and second, nobody out. If you can get it done, it'd be quite productive. Because you'd bring up Niles with a couple runners in scoring position, a chance to put up a crooked number. That's what may have been the conversation between Coach Wilson and Riley O'Brien. Reached on a free pass, walked her first time up.
327 hitter. At the very least, you want her to pull the ball, because if she pulls the ball, it's the same thing as a sacrifice. She'll get the runners over. And she does square. So they have the third baseman charging and the shortstop covering third. Gets the bunt down. Pinter, a nice job to get the out. Estrella had to adjust to a throw that was a little off the mark. Now, to your point, second and third, and just 1 out. And Pinter did the right thing, take the out.
Yep. You had to make the play. Necessary, wasn't the best throw. And a big spot for Niles here.
Grounded out to the third baseman in her first at bat. Fisted, Hernandez gets it, and she had the runner at second but went to third. Had the back to the plate. They've got to be, the infield has to be yelling at this because she can't see the play. It's behind her. So they got to be yelling 2-2-2-2-2-2-2 is what you're taught to do.
Yeah, she knew it immediately. Her instinct was to throw to third because she could see it. And I think she put her hands on her head because she probably heard some of her teammates yelling that just immediately when she released the ball. It was too late.
Either way, 2 outs. Nice play defensively. And now Hosick, a good pitch away from getting out of the jam with just the leadoff solo home run. Tristan had the batter. That one hits the corner, 1-1.
Head has not had the greatest season offensively. 207, but the at-bats that matter most are the ones here at Firestone Stadium. If she can come through, that'll be massive for Western's chances.
The 1-1. Right back up the middle, Hernandez. Throws over to first, side retired. A nice job by the Redhawks to minimize the damage. The solo home run by Caitlin Ty gives Western Michigan a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. The 6th seed with the lead. Cindy Gardner Holgate, second season with the Red Hawks. You see, played with some big-time programs in Michigan and Maryland, and doing a nice job with the Red Hawks. So Haley Smith, who pinch ran, stays in the game. She's playing second. Bella Duncan slides over to first for Western Michigan. Fouled away as Mia Estrella at the plate, struck out in her first at bat in the first inning.
Little defensive substitution. Haley Smith, who pinch ran for Jordan Smith, she stays in the game at second, and Bella Duncan moves from second to first.
Turns, and that one is gone. Home run for Estrella. Ties it right back up. Just the fourth home run of the year for Estrella.
She doesn't hit a lot of them, but she struck out with an off-speed pitch her first time up. This time, I believe she gets off-speed again, but look where this pitch is. It's up, right? It's up, right kind of in the middle in wheelhouse, and she knows what to do with it. Smiles all across her face saying, hey, what can I do? This game's tied.
So Western Michigan leads off the top of the third with a home run, and Miami leads off the bottom of the third with a home run to tie it at 2. Hernandez, the batter. Strike one.
Bevy of hits through, not even through 3 yet. We already have 9 combined between the two clubs.
Off the plate. 1-1. Geyer delivers. That one's hit the opposite way. And that one's right at Malarczyk, who's made a couple of running catches. That one more right at her. First out of the third.
And you expect this from, Division I outfielders in general, but she's just played her position quite nicely. She doesn't get, her footwork's good. She takes her first step back, doesn't get too phased, read the ball quickly, came in, made the catch. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Check swing, handled nicely as Herman throws over to first. 2 gone in the third.
Our next batter, number 2, the left fielder, Katie Olive.
And that's important for Geyer to get 2 quick outs after that home run, right? It's all about avoiding the big inning against a team like Miami's offense, and it looks like Geyer's going to be able to do that.
Outside corner for a strike. Katie Olive now the batter. In off the fist, and it is grabbed for the third out of the inning. But the Red Hawks get a leadoff home run by Mia Estrella. Tied at 2 as we head to the fourth. good defense in this one. Is you see Redhawks diving catch by Estrella and another running catch by Manos in the gap. Just a great throw by Kristen Head to catch the runner stealing, and then not to be outdone, Lampella in center with another running catch. So 9 hits with some really good defense.
Yeah, you either got to be sure you're going to get it into the gap if you hit it on a line, because we've seen both these teams' outfielders can cover a lot of ground, or just hit it over the wall. We've seen that also a handful of times.
So 8-9-1, Hannah Herman, Megan Malarczyk, and Bella Duncan. Due up for the Broncos. Tied at 2 with the Redhawks. And ball 1 to Herman.
Herman's not a hitter you really want to put on right away. Only hits .206 on the year. Western's not one of those teams where they have a ton of offensive depth, but like I said, if you can get hot at the right time, it can make a difference.
2-1. Inner half of the plate by Hosick. Three and 1. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Western Michigan. 2-4-0 for Miami. Top of the 4th. And Herman trying to be the leadoff hitter that gets on base. She does. Draws a walk.
So what's interesting about Herman is that she is now tied for the team lead despite hitting just over 200 with 16 walks. So a good eye at the plate earns her a leadoff free pass.
Brings Megan Malarczyk to the plate. Singled in the second. Shows bunt, it goes foul. Dan, you mentioned it. They sacrifice, and they do it well.
Yeah.
Even that ball kind of spun because it's turf, but she got the bunt down. It's just a matter of the spin on the pitch. Ended up spinning it out of play. A little bit harder to bunt on turf.
Indeed.
You have to deaden the ball a little bit more than you do.
This is one of the more obvious sacrifice situations that Western has had.
Yep.
Malarczyk is quick. You could get a runner in scoring position with Bella Duncan on deck. Makes a ton of sense. Ooh. Takes it off right there, most likely.
0-2.
Also, always got to be careful. If a hitter ever bunts through the ball, sometimes the runner can get a little antsy. Watch out for back picks.
That one misses outside. 1-2. Swings through it. First strikeout of the game for Hosick.
That's surprising, but give credit to Western's offense for it. I mean, Hosick's a hard thrower, got it by her. Malarczyk clearly trying to slap it, likely toward the third base side, was unable to do so. And now comes Bella Duncan, and someone who's been aggressive, ready to hit. Got to be careful here if you're Hosick. Can't give her something middle. Give it a long ride.
Singled and scored in the first, flew out deep to center. In the second, that one gets by the catcher. Oh, it hit her. Hit her foot, yeah.
Didn't look like it did, kind of because of the bounce.
Well, and you saw Hannah Herman was ready to go to third.
Coming to play the shortstop, number 2, Caitlin Ty.
Caitlin Ty homered to right center. Her last at bat. RBI situation for here, trying to put Western Michigan back on top.
Ty has clearly had a right center approach through her first 2 at-bats, so Hosick tries to jam her there on the inner half. Good first pitch.
The 0-1 goes that way, and it is foul.
See how much she lets the ball travel? Her bat path is how a lot of hitting coaches coming up want to teach you, and she's very emblematic of that. Stays behind the ball and drives it the other way toward right field. It's a very nice approach.
Generates more power than you would expect. She's not tall. Quick bat though. Here's the 0-2. Off the plate. 1-2.
She does lead the team in strikeouts, 27. So how does she battle here with 2 strikes? A chance to give the Broncos the lead again.
Hernandez thought about going to third. They get her. Hernandez, indecision, wanted to try to go to get the lead runner. It ends up moving runners to second and third.
Close play. I mean, you have to make a decision, and that's what speed does, though, right? Credit to Herman for making Hernandez think about that, realizing, oh no, I'm not going to have a play at third.
So we're going to get a re-entry. They're going to re-enter Jordan Smith. So Smith was pinch ran for. They kept the pinch runner in for an inning, and now they're going to, with runners at second and third, they're going to re-enter Jordan Smith.
12 pitch at bat last time. A missile into the left center field gap, ended up in a double. Did not get rewarded, was stranded on third to end the third. But if she can do the same thing, it'll give the Broncos a 2-run lead.
Two outs, runners at second and third in a tie ball game here. Top of the fourth. First base is open. Ball 1.
And you wonder, Hosick, she remembers that battle. If she gets behind, if she'll get a little strike zone shy.
Gets the corner. 1-1. Two balls in the strike. Three and one.
It makes it even more impressive that she fouled off so many pitches, 2-2 and 3-2 last at-bat that were in the strike zone, that she's not chasing either, right? So it's sometimes with 2 strikes, and I know she's not 2 strikes here, you can get a little chase happy. She's been very disciplined.
Right at the corner, inside part. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a confident hitter right there. Let's take a look at her face. She's having fun.
Hosick trying to work out of this jam. Swing and a miss, struck her out to end the inning.
Beautiful pitch.
Head to the bottom of the fourth, still tied at 2, Western Michigan and Miami.
Welcome back. Bottom of the fourth here from Firestone Stadium in Akron, Ohio, the MAC Softball Championships. Dane Richardson with you. I'll be taking you the rest of the way and also through Game 3 of the day. Central Michigan will face the loser of this game. Bottom four, Ella Carter leads it off. She'll be followed by Pinter. There's a hot shot through the left side and through for a base hit. Carter with her first hit. Miami. It's been a theme getting the leadoff runner on. Manos did it with a single, came around to score. Estrella with a leadoff home run. For Geyer, that's her fifth hit surrendered in this contest as Pinter will come to the plate. Pinter 1 for 1, singled right back up the middle. In fact, now in all 4 innings, it's been a leadoff hit for the Red Hawks. Pinter was erased and a caught stealing. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. As I just said, loser of this game will play right after this one against the Central Michigan Chippewas, who fell 9-3 in our first game of the day against the Ohio Bobcats. Check swing in front of the plate. That's going to be a fair ball. Geyer makes the play to first in time. 1 away. And what they're trying to say is interference, and I think we're going to get a discussion here. If anything, from what I saw, it would be, I don't think it would be interference with the runner because the catcher is just going for the ball. We get a little check swing. Pinter's trying to realize, the catcher's going for the softball. I understand Pinter has to run down the line. I think this should stand as an out because the defender is trying to make a play as well. It's not like they're purposefully running in front of the runner. It's a big call. I think this is overturned. Marley Wilson of Western Michigan isn't going to be happy. So there is a little bit of contact. And Pinter does pause a little bit, and it's Geyer that picks up the softball, but the catcher's natural reaction is to go out and get it, right? So I think this call is going to stand for an out. Pinter is still standing at first base. But the longer they talk about it, the more interesting you think, could they change this? The call on the field is an out. I think obstruction would be the call. She's out. That's what I thought. I mean, the catcher, it's not like a runner is rounding the base and they make contact with whoever's playing third base and they don't have the ball. The defender is going to make a play on the ball, and now Mandy Gardner-Colgate is going to have her piece with the umpiring crew. It did move Carter to second, so a runner moves into scoring position as the crowd quiets down a little bit here at Firestone Stadium. I do not believe they'll be able to overturn this since they already made the call. Call on the field stood. It is an out. And give credit to Geyer as we take a look at this continued discussion. She's battled, right? She's avoided the big inning despite giving up a leadoff hit in every single frame. She got out of the second scoreless and hasn't allowed more than 1 run. Allowed 1 in the first, 1 in the third. In fact, the box score is eerily similar. It's actually mirrored in every single column, inning-wise, run-wise, hit-wise, air-wise. I don't think this discussion is going to last too much longer. Oh, and they're going to talk again. Some Western Michigan fans not pleased. I think maybe they could ask if they could take a look at it video-wise because they originally came forward and discussed. And if this call is somehow overturned and Pinter is allowed to reach first, then you're going to see some really upset Western Michigan fans, let alone Coach Wilson. This has been probably our longest delay of the day so far. And what was really a funky play, Pinter didn't even mean to swing the bat. Just happened to hit her bat. But you understand the umpiring crew wants to do whatever they can to get it right. Home plate umpire Bobby Johnson, and after all that, the call on the field stands, and we got more softball for you. So it's a ground out. You scored at home 1-3. Carter to second. One away. As here's Dudenet. Flew out to Ryder. First time up off speed. Way out in front. Swing and a miss. Dudenet, 316 this year. 20 extra base hits. She's got power. 14 doubles, 6 home runs. Outside corner. Nothing in 2. Ground ball to short. Tie. Clean across the diamond, 2 down.
Our next batter is designated player number 14, Leila Mathis.
The only team that has really had bottom of the order production today has been Ohio. Pinter did have a single, but as I mentioned, was cut down in that caught stealing. As here's Leila Mathis. Walk back in the second, was stranded at first. Geyer deals outside. Pitch count's in pretty good shape. She's been relatively a pitch to contact type pitcher in this one. It's hard to put away a lot of these Red Hawk hitters. One strikeout came of Estrella back in the first. Looped, second base. And it's going to be caught at first base by Jordan Smith as Geyer. A clean bottom of the 4th. She strands 1. We head to the 5th. Broncos and the Red Hawks even at 2. Max Softball Championship on ESPN+. Championship. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. Lampella, O'Brien, followed by the designated player, Annalise Niles. Hosick still out there, 5th inning of work, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both earned couple walks, couple Ks. Fouled back by Lampella. Lampella has reached both times, stole a base actually, but was retired on a fielder's choice 6-5 to end the first. Singled, RBI single. Was hit by a pitcher last plate appearance. If you remember last year, it was the 6th seed that did beat the 3 seed on the first day of the tournament. NIU, who was the 6th seed, beat the 3 seed Central Michigan. They would go on to lose the next 2 games to Ohio and then Akron. Misses the inside corner to Sosa. It would certainly be a surprise considering it has been 4 consecutive MAC tournament titles for the Miami Red Hawks. 22 through 25 and 5 consecutive NCAA regional appearances. Lampella on the ground foul, 1 and 2. That was not an at-large. The MAC just took the regular season champion in 2021 due to COVID. The last time someone not named the Miami Red Hawks won the MAC tournament, you go back to 2019, the Toledo Rockets. 18 was the Bobcats, 17 Kent State. Lampella, a rocket, center field, it's in there for a base hit. She just keeps on hitting a leadoff single, and the Broncos are in business here in the 5th. Take a look at this. Lampella, outer half of the plate, hits it where it's pitched, and she just continues to hit. It's what you want out of your cleanup hitter in the middle of the order as Riley O'Brien steps in. Potential sacrifice situation. Outside corner, that's where you want to put it. Strike one. Sophomore from Lubbock, Texas. She has really made a jump. As a freshman, she hit 161. As a sophomore, 347, including the first 2 homers of her career. Slashes that foul, 0-2. Against Miami in 3 games, had 3 hits, including 2 back on March 14th. Continues to stay alive. I mentioned she has 2 home runs on her collegiate career. One of them came in her most recent game in the regular season finale against Kent State. So maybe the power's starting to come around for the sophomore. Ground ball right back to Hosick. She had a play at second, but she goes to first, takes the easy out. Advancing to second is Lampella. So that's like a pseudo sacrifice if you think about it that way. 1 down.
Designated player, Annalise Niles.
Here's Annalise Niles. Fielder's choice, first time around, then lined out to short. What honestly probably should have been a double play. Woman on second, 1 down. Down low for a ball. Three-game hitting streak for Niles. Junior from California who's gotten a little bit more run each and every year in her 3-year Bronco career. Slashes one out into left center field. That ball is going to be trouble at one, hops up against the wall. Rounding third is Lampella. She's in to score. Niles at second with an RBI double. And the Broncos take a 3-2 lead.
Next batter, number 5, the catcher, Tristan Head.
So now a 4-game winning streak, and the Broncos, for the 3rd time in this game, take a 1-run lead. This pitch middle in, and Niles did not miss it. A chance to tack on as it enters the bottom third of the order with Tristan Head. She's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs to the left side. Neither team has had a 2-run lead in this game. In fact, Western's the only team that has had a lead. Both pitchers have been very adept at finagling their way out of jams in this one. Head's 0 for 2. We're going to get a pinch runner here at second for Niles. Corinne March, sophomore from Andrews, Indiana, is going to pinch run. March only has 2 at-bats this year, but has scored 10 runs, so she's primarily
Corinne Marks.
used as a pinch runner. 1-0 on the catcher Head. Down low, heck of a block there by Campbell. 2 balls, no strikes. 7 hits for the Broncos. They have played like they have nothing to lose against a team with championship pedigree. They're hanging in there here late. 2-0. 3-0. First base is open, on deck is Herman. Just 2 walks this afternoon for Hosick. Her 91st pitch is a 4-pitch walk. Head takes first, now there's 2 on. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Hannah Herman. It's It's going to be number 13, Jaden Merrill, the senior from Texas. Two-way player. Did have a handful of at-bats in the regular season finale against Kent State, went 0 for 3. Her last hit came on April 12th against Ball State. Has pitched 18 innings this year as well for the Broncos. Marks is the pinch runner on second, heads on first. 1-run lead for Western Michigan as Hosick continues to struggle to find the strike zone. Merrill had 100 at-bats last year, hit .260 with 26 hits. 2-0. Had that inside corner in the early going. That now has vanished. And now we're going to get a meeting in the circle. We'll see if Miami will try and switch hands. Andy Gardner-Colgate out there. Hosick trying to give her the nod. Remember, she called her the most competitive player I've ever coached. So, without a doubt, she probably wants to stay in there. And she's going to. Take a look at the MAC regular season awards. This is your MAC Pitcher of the Year right now, Presley Hosick. Miami also with the Player of the Year, Bailey Manos, Estrello, the Freshman of the Year. Dan Harvey Sportsmanship Award, Skip Miller, who you saw in Game 1, Coach of the Year, Craig Nicholson with the regular season champion Akron Zips. You'll see them tomorrow against the Bobcats. Behind 2-0 to Merrill. 3-0. 7 consecutive pitches out of the zone since she gave up the go-ahead RBI double to Niles. And likely a big red light here for the Broncos. On deck is Megan Malarczyk. Two consecutive walks, and now the bases are juiced for the Western Michigan 9-hitter.
Coming to the plate, number 9, right fielder, Megan Malarczyk.
Malarczyk isn't a hitter that's going to give you a lot of power. Only 8 extra base hits all year, 6 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Infield single to third base. We're going to get another pinch runner. That's Herman that's just going to re-enter. March at third, Head at second, Herman at first. Malarczyk at the plate. 3-2, Western Michigan trying to break it open. 9 consecutive balls, and you wonder how much longer of a leash is Hosick going to have. She's been so good all year, but can the Broncos finally crack the seal and put the pressure on the 3 seed? Quite honestly, the favorite in this matchup, the Red Hawks. See some action. Shows bunt, 10 straight balls. This is unbelievable from the MAC Pitcher of the Year. Leah Chevrier quickly getting active. Shows bunt. There's a strike, 2-1. Maybe that's all it takes for her to reset. A ground ball double play or some type of line drive double play is all it takes to end the inning. In at the corners are Carter and Pinter expecting a bunt. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Next pitch will be the century mark for Hosick. Can she make it her second out of the frame? Bases loaded, 1 down, the 2-2. Outside, full count with no place to put her. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. March pitch running for Niles, who had the go-ahead RBI double. She's at third. Head who walks at second. Herman at first. Payoff coming to the 9-hitter Malarczyk. Nubs it in front of the plate, foul. We'll do it again. That's how you battle. It really gets dicey for the Redhawks if Bolarczyk is able to reach. You certainly want to give Bella Duncan an opportunity. She awaits, lurking on deck. Another 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4, it walks in a run. 3 consecutive walks for Hosick. Bolarczyk's fired up, and the first multiple run lead of the game belongs to Western Michigan. It's 4-2. This one just missed off the outside corner, and Bolarczyk reaches for the second time.
Next batter, number 22, Bella Duncan.
Now a player conference inside the circle. And you can likely expect some contact here with Bella Duncan coming to the plate. Duncan, you can see the energy that she plays with. Can play in multiple spots, second, first, has even pitched in 7 games and started once this year in the circle for Western Michigan. The tone that she set right on the first pitch of the game, a ground ball single right up the middle that went off second base. It's also hit by a pitch and had a pretty deep fly to center, and that's actually going to do it for Presley Hosick. As Miami will turn to their bullpen for the first time. It's going to be the right-hander from Tampa, Florida, Angelina Riccardi.
Making a pitching change for Miami, number 15, Angela Ricciardi.
Ricciardi, the junior, spent her first few years at Furman, has not pitched in the month of May. In her last 2 MAC appearances, though, she has a combined 14 walks, including 9 against Central Michigan on April 25th. Chevrier was warming up out there. Now, what's interesting, though, about Ricciardi is that her most recent complete game came against Western Michigan, allowing 4 runs and striking out 8. She's put in a really tough spot here with the bases loaded as Miami turns to the pen. 4-2 Broncos trying to put up a crooked number here. Bases loaded with arguably their best hitter at the plate, the freshman Bella Duncan. Inside, ball 1. Duncan hit by a pitcher last time she came to the plate. 9 home runs, 11 doubles, 4 triples, 24 extra base hits. Slashes one out to right field. Dudene is there, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Head. The throw to the plate, not in time. Tagging from second to third is Herman. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Bella Duncan, and the Broncos take a 3-run lead. It's 5-2. That's a job well done for Duncan. She put it in play, and we're going to get another conference. The only thing I can think of here, but Miami didn't appeal, I don't believe, and they're going to review whether I think Tristan Head left early at third.
Challenge is the runner left third base early.
Yeah, that is exactly what the challenge is, and this would be huge. We'll see if we can take a look at when Tristan Head left the bag to when Dudene caught it. Oh, this is a great shot. Oh, that's close. It's going to be tough to overturn that. It's almost like the coach was kind of in front of her foot to see when she left. This would end the inning. Right now it is ruled an RBI and a sac fly. Herman tagged from second to go to third. Sometimes that can be so bang-bang. We saw in the first game, Central Michigan, in attempting to steal, had a runner leave far too early that ended any type of rally they had. Regardless, Western is going to have a multiple run lead with 9 outs to go. Ooh, that's right there. I almost think Head left at the perfect time. I don't think you can overturn that just because of how close it is. You would really have to be able to try and freeze frame it to see when the ball is caught to where when she left. So we have some fun and games over. That's what the MAC tournament's about. Second semester ending for a lot of these collegiate athletes, having fun playing the game. Passing some time during the reviews. And you wonder how this impacts Ricciardi a little bit, considering you just warmed up, now you have this long pause, but the review could potentially help you get out of this frame. Home plate umpire Bobby Johnson out there. Let's see. The call is confirmed. So a sac fly for Duncan. Head scores. Third run of the inning for Western Michigan. It's now 5-2 with possible even more damage. And it's someone you want at the plate, the shortstop Caitlin Ty. 8 homers, 33 ribbies coming into today, but she hit her 9th of the year back in the 3rd. Inside, 1-0. Runners at the corners, that's Herman and Malarczyk. Malarczyk with an RBI bases loaded walk. Ty with a line shot back in the 1st, so she's hit the ball hard twice. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs. Ty's been one of the hottest hitters, not only for Western Michigan, but in the league. Mentioned the last time she didn't have a hit was April 11th. That streak will extend into either the next game or tomorrow. Upstairs, 3-0. On deck is the dangerous Jordan Smith, and Ty Smith and Lempellen. You can include Duncan in this too. 1 through 4 in the Western Michigan order has been fantastic. Very tough to put away. Does she have the green light on 3-0? 2 down. She shows bunt, pulls back, ball 4, bases loaded again. It is the 4th walk of this inning by Miami pitching. 3 by Hosick. As Jordan Smith comes up with the bases loaded. 1 for 3. A double back in the 3rd. Grounded out to 2nd. Hit it sharply toward Estrella. Then struck out her last time up. 5-2 Western Michigan. Bases loaded for Smith. Upstairs. Mentioned Ricciardi has an issue with walks. This season, 75 walks compared to 59 strikeouts. That's not the greatest ratio, but a big spot here trying to navigate the Red Hawks out of trouble. 2-0. Smith likely looking for 1 pitch and 1 pitch only. The 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike off speed, 2-1. 6 walks total for Miami pitching, but 4 of them have come in this inning. Herman, Malarczyk, and Ty are all aboard. Just missed on the upper half of the zone. 3 balls and a strike with no place to put Smith. On deck is Lampella. Mind you, Jordan Smith is the 9th hitter to come to the plate, so the Broncos have batted around here on the top of the 5th. 3-1. Ball 4. Another bases loaded walk. Herman comes in to score, and Western tacks on another. It's 6-2 Broncos. Lampella started all this fun for WMU in the 5th with a line drive single shot to center. Can she get her 2nd hit of the inning? Ooh, big swing and a miss. She's looking for a fastball there, 0-1. Junior from Alexandria, Virginia. Began her career in-state at George Mason. Oh, heck of a block by McKenna Campbell. That was not easy. Didn't have the most success offensively. Hit 215 and 270 at-bats through her 2 years with the Patriots. She's broke out here in her junior year with the Broncos. 1-1. Oh, their big swing and a miss. Ricciardi, a great off-speed pitch. 1-2. Malarczyk on third, Ty on second, Smith on first. Broncos with a 4 spot here in the 5th. 2-2. Laid off that time. She's reached all 3 times, 2 for 2, with 2 singles and a hit by pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Line drive left field, it's a base hit. Malarczyk scores. Holding at third is Ty. It's an RBI single for Lampella, her second hit of the inning, and it's 7-2 Broncos.
Coming to the plate, the left fielder, number 11, Riley O'Brien.
Ricciardi will get a visit from Mandy Gardner-Colgate, and you wonder if that's it for her. Chevrier did run down to the bullpen. And that's it. Take a look at this. Maybe not the hardest hit, but she hits it hard enough. Malarczyk takes off, scores easily. They hold Ty at third. Good job by Olive getting that in rather quickly. As Miami turns to their 3rd pitcher of the inning. And it's one that, if you've watched the MAC softball tournament, you remember. Arguably the best pitcher in last year's tournament for the Miami Redhawks.
For the Redhawks, number 64, Leah Chevrier.
Leah Chevrier, 3.24 ERA, 93 innings, 54 strikeouts, 44 walks. And she just needs to get it out here because she really needs to stop the bleeding. Last year in the MAC tournament, Chevrier was, simply put, magnificent. She pitched 14 innings in the MAC tournament, including a short 5-inning no-hitter in an elimination game against Ball State, and also 7 shutout innings in a 6-0 win to clinch it for Miami over their rival, the Ohio Bobcats, when they had to beat the Bobcats twice in a row to win their 4th straight title. She'll face Riley O'Brien, who has recorded one of the outs in this inning. Chop one back to the pitcher. That was back when Hosick was in the game. Bases loaded. Ty, Smith, and Lampella are the 3 Broncos aboard. Bryan on the ground, right side. Estrella to first in time, and that'll finally end the frame for the Redhawks. Chevrier throws just 1 pitch, but Western Michigan scores 5. We head to the bottom half. Broncos on top. It's the MAC Softball Championship on E+. 5 in Western Michigan all of a sudden has a commanding 5-run lead over the Miami Redhawks. We enter the bottom of the 5th. It's the top of the order. Bailey Manos, named today the MAC Player of the Year. Exactly the person you want to start things if you're the Broncos, as Geyer out there for inning number 5 misses away. Lone time Manos was retired. In fact, the last time it was a rocket out to left center. Lampella made a great catch. 1-1 here. Hitting .433 coming into today is Manos, 2-1. It's been quite the transfer portal pickup. Purdue Fort Wayne for 3 years, hit .342. But her best year collegiately has been with Miami. She's ahead here 3-1. You would be mistaken if you feel Miami's offense is not good enough to come back in this one. But Geyer has been excellent with runners on base. 3 balls and a strike to the Redhawks leadoff hitter. Ground ball to second. Quick throw over to first in time. That's a big first out. As Bella Duncan makes the play, 1 away.
Next batter, number 12, second baseman Liam Estrello.
Here's Estrello. 1 for 2. Solo shot her last time up. Got an off-speed pitch hanging middle in. Hit it just down the left field line past that 200 sign near the left field foul pole. Ooh! I think the catcher and the pitcher got crossed up there and Bobby Johnson got struck. Right in the face mask. Maybe some miscommunication between Geyer and Tristan Head as Johnson's going to get looked at here by the Miami trainers. That can never feel good. Nods his head. Looks like he's all right, much to the applause of fans here at Firestone Stadium. I would guess that's a ball, but it looked over the heart of the plate. Maybe the punishment for hitting him and miscommunication is it's going to be a ball. Let's see. Oof, just didn't catch it. Looks like it got him right at the lower part of the mask. You hope it didn't get his neck. But he looks to be all right. Tough guy back there, and we're going to get right back into the thick of it here. It was a ball, so 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Said this about the Central Michigan offense when they got down to Ohio. You can't get it all back in one swing. Just got to handle your own at-bat and move the line from teammate to teammate. Estrello out into right center field. Malarchik's been good out there all game long, and she makes another running catch. On the run. Snared it with her right glove, and there's 2 down. Converging with her and Lapella, and just within her reach to make the catch, and she's fired up, deservedly so. Not too often are you highlighting the right fielder a ton defensively, but she's had a lot of action out there and has answered the bell every single time. Here's Danitza Hernandez. Singled back in the first line out to right. One of the nice plays by Malarchik, speaking of which. This is the outside corner. If Geyer is able to retire Hernandez, it would be the first 1-2-3 inning for the freshman right-hander. And in fact, would be the first 1-2-3 inning of the entire game as there's a hot shot. What a scoop at third. Herman across in time Flesh in the leather are the Broncos to end the fifth. Geyer goes 1, 2, 3. We head to the sixth. Western Michigan 7, Miami 2. We'll be back from Firestone. Six, Western Michigan in charge of this one, 7-2 over Miami. The difference, 5 runs at the top of the fifth for the Broncos and a 0 for the Red Hawks. Ava Geyer shuts it down. It'll be Niles head and then Herman, and going after the first pitch, Niles off the end of the bat into left field. The Broncos continue to hit. It's their 9th hit of the game and another leadoff runner aboard.
Our next batter, number 5, the transfer, Tristan Head.
Here's Tristan Head. I talked about going into the fifth that both teams' bottom of the order hasn't really produced a ton. Well, that's when that flipped in the fifth. Head goes after it, right center field, on the run, Mano. She got a good jump, makes the catch. Nice play out there in right center, 1 away. But you had a double from Niles, who now has back-to-back hits, and then 3 straight walks. Ty had a walk. He had 4 walks in the last 5 hitters. That's what resulted in the 5-run 6, as here's Hannah Herman. Was one of those walks, came around to score. Actually, Herman was a pinch runner. It was Jaden Merrill that pinch hit for us. Herman takes a strike. Swing and a miss. A laser out in the right center field. On the run is Dudene. Makes the catch, 2 down. So some good contact for the Broncos. To no avail.
Batter, number 9, the right fielder, Megan Molarczyk.
Here's Molarczyk. She's been productive. Big bases loaded. She's firing up. Bases loaded walk. Continued the inning. Back an inning ago. Lights haven't yet turned on, but they surely will in our 3rd game. Central Michigan playing the loser of this one. Right now that would be Miami, but still 6 outs to go for Bronco pitching as Molarczyk ahead 2-0. Outside corner for a strike. Malarczyk singled, struck out, and walked, came around to score. If Miami presumably loses this game, you wonder about pitching decisions on who would go next game. If they'll just stick with Chevrier if she rolls through the rest of this Bronco lineup. Malarczyk swings and misses, full count. Or if they turn back to 0-6, she'll probably want the ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner will go. Down low, ball 4. So Malarczyk, her second consecutive free pass, and it's not the person you want to walk, not because it's Malarczyk, but because of who's on deck. As Bella Duncan, who has been productive in almost every time she's come to the plate, comes up with 2 more runners aboard. First and second, 2 down. 5-run lead for Western. Top of the zone for a strike off speed. The 0-1 to Duncan. Inside corner, called a strike. Quickly, 0-2. Chevrier was pretty darn good against Western Michigan in 2 games. Through 12 innings, allowed just 3 runs, as that one misses away, 1-2. One was an 8-6 loss, the other was a 9-1 win. If you're wondering who's due up for Miami, it'll be 4-5-6 Campbell, Olive, Carter. 1-2 to Duncan. 2-2. Duncan slaps one right field. Dudonné is there, makes the easy catch, and that'll do it. So the Broncos strand a couple. Chevrier was a scoreless top of the 6th. We head to the bottom half. Broncos by 5. It's the MAC Softball Championship on E+. Ava Geyer still rolling. The Western Michigan Broncos in the circle. She's got herself a 5-run lead with 6 outs to go. It'll be 4-5-6 Campbell, Olive, and then Carter for the Red Hawks offense as they try and muster a big rally here late. Swing and a miss. She's gotten just more confident as time has gone along. Stay tuned after this one. Central Michigan will face a loser of this game, approximately 30 minutes after the final out. Outside corner. Quickly 0-2. First 1-2-3 inning of the entire game, let alone just for Western. Back in the 5th for Geyer. The defense helped her out a little bit. That's what you need to win this tournament. You need to be able to pitch well with runners on base, have timely hitting, and play good defense. And you do that and have a little bit of luck, you could be hoisting a trophy on Saturday. 2-2 to Campbell. Much easier said than done, though. I know I mentioned about 4 variables there. Everyone has to do their part. Base is empty, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Campbell down the left field line, twisting foul. A little too far in for her to put it down the line fair. No, I might ask Marley Wilson after the game what is with the cowboy hats. Certainly, probably boost team camaraderie there. 2-2. Right back up the middle. Fielded it short, throw over to first in time. Gorgeous play by Caitlin Ty up the middle. Looked like once it got by Geyer, it was going to be ticketed for center field. But instead, the Bronco defense, that has been the story of this one. To the glove side, flips her hips on the run and on the money. Wow. Here's Katie Olive. Sacrifice fly and an RBI back in the first. She goes after the first pitch, pops it up on the infield. Smith calling the catch, 2 down.
Our next batter, number 87, the first baseman, Ella Carter.
8 consecutive hitters retired for Ava Geyer. Last hit was Ella Carter to start off the bottom of the 4th. And Carter's at the plate right now. Chance to retire the entire order in a row. Unorganically would be from 7 spot to 6 spot. One 0. Jammed her, popped up, left side. Herman makes the catch. 9 in a row retired for Ava Geyer, and the Broncos 3 outs away from a win. They get to hit in the 7th though, up 7-2 on E+. Likely the final inning in this one, barring a huge rally that would tie it from Miami. Western a chance to extend the lead even further, and they have a big part of their order to do it. It'll be 2, 3, 4, Ty, Smith, and Lampella, who have been nothing but productive. Ty, 1 for 3 with a walk and a home run out to right, her 9th of the year. Chevrier stays in there. Ty lofts another one out to right field. Dudene is right there. Stays in the park, 1 down. Second straight putout. She's actually had 3 putouts in the last 4 batters as Dudene.
First baseman, Jordan Smith.
Make sure you stay tuned right after this one. We'll talk to the winning head coach, either Marley Wilson for Western Michigan or Mandy Gardner-Colgate. And then Central Michigan will take on the loser of this one. Jordan Smith, who's probably been the toughest out today, or she's battled quite a bit. Walk, a double on a 12-pitch at-bat. Has not scored, though. Good location from Chevrier. Count evens 1-1. Winner of this game, mention who the loser will face. The winner will face Northern Illinois tomorrow. 2 seed, got a bye in their final year in the Mid-American Conference. As that shot back up the middle, diving stop Hernandez, but she'll have no play. It'll be an infield hit for Jordan Smith. For Smith, that's her second hit. Double digits now in the hit column for Western Michigan. They're the first team to do that today in either game. As here's Lampella. Miami has not gotten her out today. She's 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a hit by pitch. Lampella had 2 hits in 1 inning, started the inning with a single, came around to score, then a bases loaded RBI single that scored Megan Malarczyk. Kept the bases loaded. Trying to go 4 for 4 on the day. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. If Western Michigan, and it's easy to say this now when they're up 7-2, they're 3 outs away from winning the game in this tournament, but they're going to give NIU a big challenge tomorrow if they're able to hold on in this one. They play like this, the discipline at bats, the way they're moving the line from hit to hit. Lampella slashes that foul. It's off the end of the bat. Now Western Michigan did play NIU, who didn't play Akron or Miami this year, which is interesting. Western lost 2 out of 3 to NIU. Joss misses the outside corner, count runs full. Also lost 2 out of 3 to Miami. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Smith aboard at first. Payoff from Chevrier. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They finally retire Lampella, out number 2. Pretty pitch in the outside corner, a little bit late. That's something to think about. If Chevrier is pitching this well, might as well just start her in game 2. If Miami's unable to mount a comeback in the 7th, that would be against the Chippewas. Riley O'Brien steps in. Hitless today. Sack bunt, a walk, couple of ground outs. The 0-1. Breaking ball upstairs. Miami has played Central Michigan this year. They took 2 out of 3 back at the end of April. Second to final series of the year. Back-to-back off speed. O'Brien gets ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. We talked all game about Western Michigan pitching limiting the big inning. In fact, it was what Miami needed to focus on a little bit more. As Chevrier, heck of a job coming in relief. 2 straight strikeouts to end the top of the 7th. 3 more outs to go for the Broncos. They lead 7-2 over the 3-seed Redhawks on E+. for Ava Geyer and Western Michigan. She's going to try and continue to shove and complete this game. It'll be 7-8-9 due up in the Miami order. Aaron Pinter leads it off, pops it up on the infield. Head the catcher makes the catch. One pitch, one out in the seventh. Not an easy play coming forward. Usually you don't want the pitcher to try and make that catch, but pretty play. She's been pretty good defensively, and so is the entire Western Michigan team. Did she go? Yes, she did. Dudonay behind, 0-1. This is the outer half. Odd time for a conference. Geyer checking her wristband there. For Geyer, it would be her 11th complete game if she's able to finish it. At 5 shutouts. Second complete game in a row it would be for her, and the third in her last 5. Did it against Toledo, did it against Kent State. Now looking to do it against the powerful Redhawks offense. The 1-1. Fouled back 1-2. She has retired 10 in a row. Seemed like the Redhawks offense saw her well in the beginning. Some long fly balls, a single to start from Manos, but she has been the best pitcher we have seen today. The 1-2 pitch. Line right side, that ball's gonna drop fair. Down the right field line, it'll go to the wall. Dudonay around first, heading to second. She'll stop right there with a 1-out double.
Next is the plate for designated player number 14, Layla.
So that ends the streak of 10 straight retired. Nice piece of hitting here. Outer half of the plate goes with it. Ends up fair down the line. There's a strike to Mathis. Mathis walked, popped up to first base, back in the 4th. Broncos 2 outs away from advancing to tomorrow to face the 2-seed NIU. Back pick to second. Duncan keeping a close eye, trying to see if Dudonay detached one of her body parts from the bag. She did not. Got to string together some consecutive hits here if you're Miami. But if you're taking those type of pitches, that's not the recipe for it. 1-2. One-two. Hit in the air, deep to left field, on the run, at the wall, gone! Out of O'Brien's reach, and a 2-run homer for Leila Mathis. And Miami still within reach. It's 7-4. Conversation in the circle. And I'll tell you what, they're back to the top of the order as this looks like off-speed pitch from Geyer that just hung up middle of the zone, and Mathis made her pay. Brian ran right into the wall as she's being checked on out in left field. You hope she's all right. Trainer is out there right now. She's to her feet. For Mathis, that is only her 3rd homer of the year. But getting to that point, got the top of the order up now. Manos Estrella is O'Brien continuing to be checked on. She's maneuvering that left wrist right there on her throwing hand. I think, yeah, they're asking for a ball. She wants to see if she can throw. Arm looks pretty solid. Hope she's all right. Think she's nodding, saying, yeah, I'm good. Broncos still 2 outs away, and that's why those continued walks, right? That big inning, Miami was unable to limit the damage. That could have been a game-tying home run or cut it within 1. But with the top of the order coming up, it's possible, very possible, Miami, if they get a couple aboard here, could bring the tying run to the plate in some way, shape, or form. Manos 1 for 3. Soft ground ball to second. Last time up in the 5th. Geyer still rocking out there. Upstairs. Casey Fazzini and Hannah Potts, her 2 other primary pitchers, to note if Geyer gets in further trouble. Foul back. Line drive, base hit left field. So now one more runner aboard would bring the tying run to the plate. If you're Western Michigan, Manos doesn't mean much to you. Mia Estrella comes to the plate. As now we get a timeout. And we're going to get a pitching change. Geyer's going to be removed with 2 outs to go. And it looks like it's going to be Casey Fazzini, junior from Fontana, California, as Geyer exits. Big smile on her face. Job well done. She battled.
Western Michigan making a pitching change, coming on now to pitch for the Broncos. Number 25, Casey Fazzini.
Fazzini on the year, 4.67 ERA. Does not strike out a lot of hitters. 4 strikeouts, 16 walks, 18 appearances. Tasked to get the job done here. Does not have a start. Last pitched on April 25th. 3 1/3 against Northern Illinois. Allowed 3 earned runs, couple hits. But she can give Western Michigan some length, and all she has to do is just get 2 outs. Quick ground ball double play or line drive that can result in some luck for the Broncos could end this here. It's not going to be easy, though, against the freshman of the year. Estrella already went deep once. If she does that again, it would make it a 1-run game. But like I mentioned, the tension will build if she gets aboard and Manos is not ruled out in the fielder's choice, because then Hernandez could potentially come up as the tying run. It's been 3 straight hits for the Red Hawks offense. Down 5 coming into the 7th. Trying to keep this rally going as the Broncos hold their breath. Fazzini's first pitch. Away, 1-0. Estrella on the ground to third. Herman goes to second. Close play. They got her. Fielder's choice, and the Broncos are an out away. A risky play. Duncan got there in time, and there's 2 down.
Hunter's batter number 88, the shortstop, Denisa Hernandez.
Fielder's choice 5-4. As now Hernandez is the last hope, just trying to pass the baton to McKenna Campbell, who's on deck, who could represent the tying run. Miami would have to play right after this against Central Michigan if they were to fall in these closing moments. Western Michigan would play NIU tomorrow afternoon. Fazzini with the 1-0. Hit towards second. Duncan's got it to first in time, and the Broncos take down the defending champions 7-4. What a win. We'll be right back. Western Michigan advances to the winner's bracket. Miami against Central. Right after this, stay with us. Joined here by Western Michigan head coach Marley Wilson. Coach, your team battles it out. They take down Miami 7-4. Ava Geyer, she gets through 6 innings, a little bit more than 6 innings. How was she able to battle so well today?
Yeah, really never a doubt. I think she mixed speeds really well to keep them off balance. You know, when she gets some looking strikeouts in there earlier, I know I told you guys that earlier, but just really kept them off balance and kept changing planes. Did a good job with that.
Your offense, the difference was the big 5th inning. 5 runs in that 5th to take a 7-2 lead. Talk to me about the discipline of this year's team, because a lot of walks in that inning.
Yeah, 100% the discipline at the plate got us where we were in that inning. Just really demanding the zone and knowing that we deserve good pitches and working for that. I think that's really been the goal for us, and when it happens, we've executed, so just trusting that plan.
All right, Coach, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's Marley Wilson, Western Michigan head coach. When we come back, it's Game 3 of the day. Central Michigan takes on Miami in the losers bracket. Stay right here. It's the MAC Softball Championship on ESPN+.